This is the life. Hold on tight. This is the dream. It's all I need. If you happen to hear a baby crying during this recording, not to worry, the child is in great hands and under supervision that is not mine. Same goes for me. If I begin to cry, not to worry. I am only working things out the best way I know how. We are doing the Lord's work on Demon Time this evening. It's too late to be making a video. Way too late. But what else is new? This is Let's Make Mistakes, where I make something and record it, because this is what I love to do. I hope you can make something along with me, but if not, that's okay too. I want to do some music recs up front. I don't think I gave any in the last video, and that kind of sucks. One's gonna be Cavity by Thoughts on Bowling, and the next one's gonna be Without You, a rock demo featuring Juku by Holy Water. These two are Midwest emo songs, and I need more of those in my life. Cavity is a play on heartbreak, and Your Dad Is My Dentist goes ridiculously hard. Give those a listen if you're into Midwest emo kind of music. Highly recommend. Georgiana, better known for her song with Glow, I Love Bad Bitches Too. Great song, but the one I wanted to recommend is Walk Sauce by Georgiana. I walk into work blaring that song in my headphones, ain't nobody telling me nothing, okay? I spit on a bitch like a llama. What? Huh? Her flow goes crazy. She's kind of like doing that laid back, offbeat, kind of so cold. And the last music rec for today is gonna be Bad Girl by Wynn. Not sure if that's how you say her name, but I'm gonna say Wynn, Wynne, Bad Girl. This is a sexy song, dude. She is a fantastic artist. I love what she's doing. Her recent stuff is very boom bappy, and that's what I can get into. It's kind of older feel to it. Feels like it was made like 20 years ago. Great song. Bad Girl by Wynn. No, her second verse is crazy. What did she say? No, this is the first verse. Don't act like you're too cool to holler at me while you stare at my tits from across the bar. My pair is more fly than Charles de Gaulle. Second verse, she's like, put me in the zone. I'm done with man to man. Caught us in the act up on the nanny cam. Y'all hating on a kid, Miss Hannigan. Last week's video, I did a self-portrait. Touched on some heavy topics. Touched on a little bit of my lore. I got into my life basically, so check that out. It's probably one of my best videos that I've done, if not the best. Self-portrait was but it was a good video, I'd say. And I feel as if, like, if you do something for 2 months, I started in February, 3 months, you'd hope to see some progress, right? As far as recording them, having subject matter to talk about, attempting to be entertaining, I feel like they're coming together a little more effortlessly. And I'll take that as a win, because starting out, this was a difficult task to do weekly. I had no idea what I was doing, but I feel like I have a better grasp of of things at this point, and that's a great feeling to turn the camera on and know what to do, you know? Prior to this recording, I had myself a hefty dose of brain rot. I was in the trenches of the doom scrolling. My brain was completely off, not a thought in my itty bitty head. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the opposite of that, which I would like to think is the flow state. Because you could compare turning your brain off to the flow state as far as not having any thoughts. Because my personal definition of the flow state is being so wrapped up in a task or activity that you no longer have to use your brain. Because it's so interesting to you that you don't have to think about your movements or what to do next. Or you've practiced something to the point where thinking is no longer necessary. It's almost a second nature taking over. I get into it whenever I'm painting sometimes. And I also used to get it when I was still playing soccer. And that's such a... It's an elevated form of doing a certain thing. Thought I had to burp. I think I still need to burp. I don't feel good. The term flow state describes a mental state in which a person is completely focused on a single task or activity. They are directing all of their attention towards the task, and they do not experience many thoughts about themselves, their performance. Some people refer to this informally as being in the zone. It's like it's the real version of locking in. Because you hear this term like lock in, oh, you gotta focus up. Flow state is truly locking in. Like your eyes glow, your arrow tattoos illuminate, and you decimate your enemies. That's what the flow state feels like to me. It's almost like you've done an activity so much. Repeat. And it's... your motor skills have been through it so much. Where I don't want to say autopilot, because autopilot kind of indicates that you're going through the motions. But being so in tune with what you're doing that your brain no longer has to do any heavy lifting. It's such a great experience, especially if you're doing something that you really like to do. Some signs that a person is in a state of flow include focus. It is not easy to distract people in flow from their task. Oh my God, please read. They may not be thinking about anything else. If a person or event interrupts someone in flow, they may feel annoyed. Bro, if someone cock blocked me while I was in the flow state, I would be irate. Lack of self-consciousness. Flow is associated with a decrease in self-referential thinking, which means that a person in this state is unlikely to be thinking about themselves, their performance, or how others might see them. That is all I think about when I'm making a video. I'm thinking about myself, how others are perceiving me, and how terrible the painting is. That is all that's on my mind while I make these. Yeah, I can get into a flow of what I'm doing and what I'm talking about while I'm making this, but that usually ends up me yapping and then doing a bad painting. Because there'd be times where I'll be yapping about God knows what, and I'll focus up and I'll realize, hey, what you're doing looks bad. Because that happens so often. I am a horrible critic towards what I make. And most of the time, it doesn't look good. Because there's a version of what I make that's in my head. And if what's in front of me doesn't meet that standard, it's a no-go. It's no bueno. I don't want to make a video anymore because this looks so poor. But if you're in the flow state, the rest of the world falls away, man. I feel like that surfer in that interview where he's like, where you drop down and then whoop-ah, and then you drop down, whoa. That's how I feel right now. I'm just yapping. Enjoyment. People may enjoy the task, encouraging them to immerse themselves in it. You know, whenever I paint and the camera's off, I am fully immersed. Like the rest of the world falls away. Nothing is happening in my brain. I am simply just going with the flow, to put it simply. 'Cause nothing else matters. I'm not worrying about my problems. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to do next, what I'm going to do later. It's simply being in the moment. It's something I want to be better at. It's something entertaining to me, and something you can see the progress of. That's why I find there's certain value to these videos, because you can track the progress the entire time. I'm not even gonna lie, I forgot what I was talking about. That's one aspect of these videos that I really enjoy, is that I start out with just a drawing, or start out really simply with just like a penciled in idea of something, and throughout the progress of the video and me yapping about whatever, you can slowly see it come together. That's what I like about it. And I don't have to think while I'm painting. I'm referencing what I see in my head, and I slowly work towards that. This is going so much better than my previous recording, because what's one of these videos if I don't do it 2 or 3 times before the real deal? Because I'll start one of these, and I'll ramble myself into oblivion to where it doesn't make any sense anymore, and then I just turn it off, and then start back over. Oh, flow state. Persistence. Some evidence suggests that being in flow can offset the frustration of a difficult task, allowing people to keep going. Me at work. If I'm at work and I have a strong feeling of, man, I really don't want to be here, music can help me achieve flow state very easily. Because I've said before, I just do manual labor where I don't have to use my brain all that much. So I can get into a state where I can get just about anything done under the right circumstances. Because you can get into whatever you're doing, and time's passing so fast, because you're not worried about anything else. Your flow state, bro. I'm actually really happy with what I'm doing right now. When I was daydreaming about making videos, I wasn't sure if I was going to do like a Bob Ross kind of thing, like a relax and paint deal, which is kind of what this is, but I just don't teach anybody anything. I just yap about whatever's on my mind and whatever I find interesting. But I am heavily influenced by the magic that was Bob Ross and his teachings. Shouts out Bob, R.I.P. He's done a lot of great things for the world and for arts. He's a big proponent of why I still love doing this kind of thing. Because even through the screen, you can feel the passion that he had for what he was doing, and he loved to teach. Just the calmness in which he did just about everything. And yeah, the flow state thing is all I really had to talk about today, but still a lot to do with this one, but made decent progress this evening. Hopefully we can finish it in the next installment of Let's Make Mistakes. If you've made it this far, I appreciate you greatly. Hope to see you in the next one, but until then, be good and embrace your mistakes. Bye. Love you.